Okay, and if you ask any of the FP&A guy, he will tell you that budgeting exercise is very cumbersome, very repetitive, but at the same time it's fun also. Okay, why? Because you may have hundreds of version. Okay, you have innumerable version of budgeting. Management is never contended with, okay, this is your budget, this looks good. They are always like, no, go back, something can be changed. Okay, so how does it work? Number one, define goals and gather data. So define goals, normally it is done by higher management, so you should know what are our goals before you start budgeting, and that's where number of calls or meetings with the higher management works. So budgeting, as a part of budgeting exercise, when they start, the first thing normally that's done is call is set up where senior management folks, CFO and FP&A professional, they are a part of that meeting. They discuss approach of budgeting, timeline of budgeting, goals, and all those things, and how would they proceed in terms of gathering data. Okay, so approach and techniques, they are finalized, department heads are contacted, inputs are gathered, outliers are removed. Okay, outliers are something, say, anything that can mess up your average. Okay, then second stage is, once you have the data, you know with this data that's the expectation, you reconcile goals and data. So you say in first step, the goal of the management was that next year we plan to have a revenue of 2 million. You say, okay, it's good to know, I'll prepare budget considering that. But when you get the actual data, you say, okay, no, my current year's revenue is only 50,000. Do you think we can grow 4 times in just 1 year? So that's where you reconcile expectations, goals, and data, right? And then you sanitize the data. Whatever data you have received, you compile it, you sanitize it. In terms of sanitizing, I mean you review it, you see whether it's correct or not, remove any outliers, whether it's in proper form or not. Okay, if you've handled any kind of data, you know that handling data is very tough, especially the larger the organization, the more messed up the data is. Okay, so a lot of time is spent in cleaning up that data and bringing it into desired format, and that is important before you start your budgeting exercise. Then you create your budget. Then once the budget is created, you monitor your outcomes, analyze variances. So what is it that you thought, what is it that you've end up in terms of creating budget. Okay, whatever budget you might have end up creating, it might not reconcile with initial goals, but still you have to maintain a balance between setting up a realistic budget and managing expectation of the senior management. So in this stage of monitoring outcome and analyzing variance, you match budget with actual, you compare final number with inputs, you make revisions. Making revision is something you'll have to do it at each and every stage. Okay, adjusting budget, expectation, goals, revisions, all those things. Once this is done, you are confident of your budget. You show it to senior management, review, get changed. Once all the changes are done, then you submit it to senior management, CEO, CFO for their approval. And that's how you conclude a budgeting exercise. All right.